the vision that Flashpoint has is to build a platform. So we see for ourselves two clients. One client is the founder, the other client is the investor. And I think the way we think about our mission is to basically cater to the needs of these founders. So the equity product that we discussed a little bit that we have and we started investing, we're in Fund 4 for that product. But we also started doing other products essentially to try and get away from the fear of missing out and building the relationship with the founders. So that's our long-term vision. 5 years ago, we started lending from zero. We've never done any debt. So it's interesting you mentioned these things about asset-backed financing, et cetera, because that's what we started feeling a lot around 2021, that basically the equity risk and the way companies perceive the cost of capital has reversed.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of founders tell us, listen, equity is cheaper than debt, which is contrary to what we studied at school.
I've never, that doesn't work mathematically very well.
But, so we started lending and now we're investing out of Fund 2. And I think what we've seen more from like the crossover, cross-Atlantic sort of trend, which I find interesting is that, especially on the back of high interest rates, is that, after Silicon Valley, bank unfortunately went down. And
it's been so long ago. I'm trying to forget it. It's been March 2023.
Yeah, it was actually quite, it's been so long in terms of industry development, but it's just been quite recent. But then in Europe also, there are a couple of lenders who got acquired. And then Europe is like a lot more conservative market. So what we're seeing actually, interestingly enough, is that we see a similar trend for sort of in the debt segment that companies are looking for debt financing. And also with the macro changes and market changes, we find this quite interesting. And I think with development of AI and the things you mentioned, GPU financing, infrastructure coming into play, robos coming into play, I think the whole like tech scene, going back to our discussion about like how the growth will be changing, I think this whole thing is like really changing from software to like other types of technology quite fast. So